All right. Welcome back, everyone. You ready to dive deep?
Always. What are we tackling today?
Well, today we're cracking open a classic. Jim Collins' Good to Great.
Ooh, a good one. I love that book.
Yeah. And you know, it's not just some feel-good business fluff.
Right.
He actually did the research.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking data from over 1,400 companies to figure out, what separates the good from the truly great.
That's impressive. 1,400 companies.
Yeah. And get this, he narrowed it down. He found 11 companies that actually made that leap from good to great.
So what did he learn?
I'm dying to find out. Let's jump right in.
Okay.
So the first thing that kind of jumped out at me was this idea of level 5 leadership.
Okay.
What is that?
Well, think of a leader who's got this interesting blend of personal humility and really intense professional will.
Okay.
They're super ambitious, but not for themselves. It's all about the company's success, the team's success.
So it's not your typical spotlight-loving CEO?
Exactly. It's almost like they'd rather stay in the background and just quietly lead the company to greatness.
Wow. Almost like a silent force.
Yeah.
Guiding everything.
Exactly. They're more likely to say, look what the team accomplished, than look what I did.
Fascinating. It really challenges how we often think about leadership.
Doesn't it? It's kind of refreshing, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so level 5 leaders. Got it. What else? What else is going on in these good to great companies?
All right. Well, this one might seem a bit counterintuitive at first.
Okay.
But Collins calls it first who, then what?
First who, then what?
Yeah. And it basically means you need to get the right people on the bus before you even decide where you're going.
Interesting. So it's not like set the strategy and then find people to fit in.
And not at all. He's saying focus on getting the right people first, those who are talented, passionate, and then once you have your dream team, figuring out the direction becomes much easier.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because the right people will help shape the what. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so we've got the right leader, the right people on the bus. What's next?
This is a big one. Confront the brutal facts.
Yeah.
Yet never lose faith.
Ooh, that sounds
a little intense?
Yeah, a little intense.
It is, but it's essential. Basically, you have to be honest about your current reality, no matter how tough it is.
Okay, so don't sugarcoat things.
Exactly. No rose-colored glasses. You need a clear-eyed view of where you are.
Ooh.
But here's the other side of it. You can't lose faith.
Okay.
You have to maintain this unwavering belief in your ability to overcome the challenges and reach your goals.
But how do you balance those two things?
Well, there's this concept called the Stockdale paradox.
Oh, yeah.
You familiar with it?
A little bit, yeah. It's about...
It's named after Admiral Stockdale,
who
was a prisoner of war in Vietnam. And he noticed something interesting among his fellow prisoners.
Okay.
The ones who were overly optimistic, thinking we'll be home by Christmas, were actually the ones who lost hope first. It was the prisoners who acknowledged the harsh reality of their situation, but also maintained this deep faith that they would eventually prevail. They were the ones who were more likely to survive.
So it's almost like
it's a paradox, because you have to have this balance of realism and optimism.
That's so powerful, especially in a business context, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't ignore the challenges, but you can't let them crush your spirit either.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've got the right leader, the right team, this balanced mindset. How did these good to great companies figure out where they should actually go?
Right. That's where the Hedgehog Concept comes in.
Okay. The Hedgehog Concept. I love the name.
Right. It's catchy.
It is.
What is it, though? So imagine a hedgehog. It's this small, simple creature.
Okay.
But it has one very effective defense mechanism.
Roll into a ball.
Exactly. And it's really good at it. That's its focus. So the Hedgehog Concept is about finding your company's simple core focus. What can you be the best in the world at? What drives your economic engine? And what are you deeply passionate about? When you find the intersection of those three things, that's your hedgehog.
I love it. So you're not trying to be everything to everyone.
No, you're finding that one thing you can truly excel at.
Okay. Any examples from the book that come to mind?
Oh, yeah. Think about Kimberly-Clark.
Correct.
The makers of Huggies, diapers, Kleenex tissues.
Sure, yeah.
They used to be this massive conglomerate involved in all sorts of businesses.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then Darwin Smith became CEO, and he said, we're going to focus on consumer paper products.
Wow. Big shift.
It was. But that was their hedgehog. They realized that's where they could be the best. And once they made that decision, they just took off.
So sometimes simplifying is actually the key.
Exactly. It allows you to focus your energy.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got your hedgehog, you know where you're going, what's next? How do you keep that momentum going?
Well, a big part of it is building a culture of discipline.
Discipline. I'm sensing a theme here.
Right. It might not sound very exciting,
Yeah.
but it's crucial. Now, this doesn't mean stifling creativity. Think of it more like disciplined people, disciplined thought, disciplined action.
So there's still freedom within that structure.
Right. It's about having the right framework
Okay.
and then empowering people to operate within it, to make decisions, to take action.
Any good examples of companies that really nailed that?
Oh, yeah. Think about Gillette.
Okay.
They've been so successful for decades. And a big part of that is their incredible discipline in product development. They focus intently on a few really high quality, high margin products, and they don't get distracted by every shiny new object.
So there's power in saying no to certain things.
Exactly. It allows you to really pour your energy into what matters most.
I'm seeing that theme over and over.
Right. It's about focus. It's about
Yeah.
discipline.
Makes you think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously we can't talk about business today without talking about technology.
Right. And this is where Collins gets really interesting. Yeah, because he's actually quite cautious about technology.
You'd think he'd be all over it, right?
You would. But he doesn't see technology as the primary driver of greatness. He sees it more as an accelerator.
Okay.
Technology should amplify what's already working, not be used to create momentum out of thin air.
So it's not about chasing the latest gadget.
Nope. It's about using technology strategically to enhance your hedgehog.
Makes you think twice about some of those tech investments, huh?
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the hype,
It is.
but the fundamentals still matter.
Absolutely. Okay, so technology.
Mm.
Use it wisely.
Mhm.
What else? What other big ideas did Collins unearth?
Well, he talks a lot about the contrast between the flywheel and the doom loop.
Okay, those sound,
Intriguing.
intriguing. What are they?
So the flywheel represents this concept of consistent, focused effort that builds on itself over time.
Okay.
It's like pushing a giant flywheel. It's really hard at first,
Yeah.
but each push makes the next one a little easier, and eventually that thing is spinning like crazy. Ah, momentum.
Exactly. And that's what the flywheel is all about.
Okay. And the doom loop is the opposite.
Exactly. It's this cycle of reactive decisions, constantly shifting priorities, and inconsistent action.
So you're constantly starting and stopping, never really gaining traction.
Right. You're like a hamster on a wheel going nowhere fast.
Oof. I've been there. So did Collins find any companies that really exemplified the flywheel in action?
Oh, yeah. Walgreens is a fantastic example.
Okay.
Their transformation under Charles R. Walgreen III was incredible. They really focused on convenience, superior service, and becoming the best drugstore, not just another pharmacy.
So they found their hedgehog
Exactly.
and then just used the flywheel to build this unstoppable force.
It's a great example of how all these principles, level 5 leadership, the Hedgehog Concept, a culture of discipline can come together to create something truly special.
I love how these real world examples really bring it all to life.
They do. It's one thing to talk about concepts, but seeing them in action is so powerful. Totally. Okay, so Good to Great, amazing book, but it was published, what, over 20 years ago?
Yeah, time flies.
It does. So is it still relevant today? I mean, the business world has changed so much.
You know what? I think it's more relevant than ever.
Really?
Think about it. Lever 5 leadership is increasingly rare and valuable. First, who, then what, is crucial in today's war for talent.
Yeah, makes sense.
And in a world of hyper competition, the Hedgehog Concept is essential for standing out.
So it's almost like Good to Great isn't just a business book. It's a guide to achieving lasting success in any area of life.
Exactly. It's about understanding these timeless principles and applying them to your own passions, your own goals,
Yeah. It's about finding your hedgehog, building your flywheel,
and confronting those brutal facts along the way.
but never losing faith. All right. Well, before we wrap up today,
Yes.
I want to leave you with something to think about. What's one small step, just one, that you can take this week to put one of these good to great principles into action in your own work or life?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it could be anything. Maybe it's finally figuring out your own hedgehog or adding a little more discipline to your routine.
Or taking a moment to celebrate your team's accomplishments.
Yes, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, keep on diving deep.
See you next time.
Bye.